Alright, so this is actually part of a bigger video, but the main thing we're going to be focusing on today is going to be just kind of my general philosophy. So my entire teaching philosophy is that I am a DM teacher. I take into consideration the social and physical environment, the attributes each student offers, a mastery of the subject, and with the goal of being inspired to learn, I try to create a journey in which students can embody education and make it their own. So this plays a lot of kind of my experience with Dungeons and Dragons. So I'm gonna kind of go into that a little bit. So this map kind of represents my classroom or my curriculum, a bit of my social and physical environment. So when I'm creating this world, I really have to think, what's the subject that I'm teaching? So for me, it would be English. For every teacher, though, it's whatever subject you're going to teach. This is the origin of your world. And then there's a bit of lore, some story. This is your subject mastery. What do you bring to the subject? What can you give students? And then the campaign, and this is really focusing on your Common Core standards, but it's your end goal. It's what do you want them to do? This is their journey. How do you guide them through? How do you prepare them for this world? And then, of course, you've got story arcs, which are kind of learning segments that keep the campaign interesting. You have various arcs that kind of keep your students engaged throughout and learn new aspects and gain new skills throughout so that they can complete the campaign. Then we've got quests, we've got lessons. Side quests might be like bonus activities or extra things and extra credit, things that you offer. There are other ways for students to gain experience and skills. They're not maybe directly related to the story per se, but can help enrich the story itself. And then you've got your enemies, which are basically assignments, things that you defeat for XP, or in this case, things you complete for knowledge. You got your big bad guys, and these are kind of, finals, tests, larger writing assignments. These are the bigger things you have to tackle that you need to defeat other enemies and level up and do what you need to do to move forward. And of course, we've got traps, and those are just kind of formal assessments. They're those little tricky things that like, were you prepared? Did you do what you need to do? Like, let's go ahead and look at where you are and based on where you've been. This also is kind of the thing that can apply to like, how did you do after a big test or after defeating an enemy, things like that. And then exploration, this is kind of your informal assessment, as a player would explore the world, a student exploring the classroom and exploring the subject itself is a really good informal way of kind of getting their understanding of what do they know about the world, what do they know about this subject. And then experience points, which are basically grades. Same idea though, the more you learn, the better you get. Same thing with grades. And in this case, my grades would be a little bit different because I would want to do a mix of growth and academic achievement, and very similar to the game. It's not just about slaying monsters, which would be grades and academic achievement, but do you progress? Do you do better? Have you improved over time? Because you do deserve to get points for that. And then we've got your motivation. These are intrinsic and extrinsic, and this is the same with any game. How do you motivate players to play the game? How do you motivate them to explore the world? And in real life, how do you get students to enjoy a subject or get comfortable in a classroom and build that kind of community dynamic? And then we've got storytelling and role playing, which in this case really is student engagement or the teacher student dynamic. How do you create a situation wherein you can present all of the material in a way that they enjoy it and they interact with it? And it's a really big role, and it's something that you have to do both in the game and as a teacher. And of course, your challenge rating. Academic difficulty. How do you determine that level? Where do you set that bar so that they're challenged just enough to reach that proximal zone, but not so much that they find themselves outside either way? Immersion, relevance, and relation. And this one's huge. How do you get them immersed in this world? How do you get them to really feel and understand, not just know how the world works? And of course, you've got this balance, which is that proximal zone development, but throughout, you have to balance all of this. You have to balance your subject with your mastery, with everything I've stated before, into this experience that people can take with them and remember. And of course, we've also got character development, which is your self-assessment. And this is also big because this is where you have to really think about the players as well. They've got traits. You've got academic achievement or intelligence. You've got academic growth and wisdom. You've got academic social growth and how they interact with one another. You've got an academic resilience when they start facing difficult situations. You got academic strength, which is just your conviction and your will to drive and do more. And of course, your dexterity being your academic resourcefulness. And even with all of this combined, there's still always chance, free will. And this is the most difficult part because no matter how much you prepare or plan, you have that element of chance that you have to deal with. It's things you can't see, things you could never know, things that your students don't tell you. It's always something you have to consider as you go on throughout. So this is why my philosophy has resolved around similar to how you run a game. For me, it's how do I balance everything here to give my students everything else they need to succeed.